Welcome to Russellville Whirlwind football. The 8th grade game ran a little long, and they're allowing 20 minutes in between games. Both teams to get ready. So kickoff is about 12 minutes from now. We don't see chat too often, but I did see a pop up. The 8th grade team lost tonight 30-14. They had cut the lead to 16-8 midway through the third quarter, and it kind of got away from them. So a little bit closer game than what it appeared. But 8th grade losing tonight to Vilonia, a 30-14 score. They'll be back at home next week against Greenbrier. We're 11 minutes away from kickoff here for the 9th grade freshman game. Watching the 9th grade Whirlwind team warm up. The 8th grade game ran a little long. The 8th grade team was defeated by Vilonia 30-14. We still have 7.5 minutes for them to warm up before kickoff. Kickoff just under 6 minutes here for the 9th grade game. 8th grade game ran a little long, and the 8th grade team was defeated 30-14. Russell, of course, coached by their defensive coordinator, interim head coach Mark Tucker, offensive coordinator Blake Young, offensive line, defensive line coach Jonathan Bryant. Tony Jones is a wide receiver and defensive backs coach, and Michael Mullen, the quarterback and the outside linebackers coach. There's David Beal, the regular head coach, but after continuing to undergo treatments, we ask that you keep him in your prayers. And if you heard Coach Weaver talk about that Tuesday night on our radio show, he said he keeps doing better every day, and wants everybody to know that, and also to keep him and his family in your prayers. Whirlwinds going to be back at home next Thursday as they host Greenbrier. They have 3 more road games if you count this one. They'll be at Clarksville, at Morrilton. 2 more home games hosting Greenbrier and Little Rock Christian. We're going to pause here as we'll have the national anthem. Whirlwind football team huddling in their own end zone, as the Eagles are also. Russell's captain for tonight will be number 3, Rustin Talley, and he's ready to walk out on midfield. But we're waiting the Vilonia captain for tonight. One of the many COVID rules we have is you're only allowed to send 1 player out to midfield. Used to be you could send as many as you want. Most teams would send 3 or 4. Brandon Jones, a wide receiver, defensive back, number 10, is the captain for Vilonia. Vilonia won the toss, has elected to defer to the second half, so Russell, I'm sure, will receive. And Vilonia gets to pick which goal they want to defend. They want to defend the north goal. Last week, the Whirlwinds defeated BB, and they scored 4 times before BB's offense even got on the field. Well, I should say there's 4 scores. BB did run back a kickoff for the touchdown, but Russellville had scored. They had an onside kick. They had a safety on the kickoff, and just about scored every which way you could before BB even stepped on the field offensively. Russell won that game, a mercy rule, invoking that in the second half. It's been a big game between the Whirlwinds and the Vilonia Eagles in junior high. Of course, this was the first year that both high school teams played each other, but they've been playing each other in junior high for a while now. And last year, Vilonia jumped out to an early lead. Russell came back, and to be all honest, I don't mean to sound like a homer, Russell was going to come back and win the game last year. However, the game was called in the middle of the third quarter because of lightning and bad weather. And Russell was on the comeback trail, and you talk to anybody, they were within 1 score at the time. You talk to anybody, they'd say Russell was going to win that game. And so almost unfinished business, even though that 9th grade team has moved up to 10th grade. But these 9th graders were 8th graders at that game. They remember it. Russell going to have number 32 Foster back deep to return it. All 10 men within the first 10 yards where they can be. And Foster's back near the 20. So not expecting a deep kick by number 73, Isaac Newman. Isaac Newman's older brother is the field goal kicker, extra point kicker for the high school team for Vilonia, and his dad is the athletic director here, Coach Nick Newman. Isaac Newman, not just the kicker, he plays on the offense and defensive line. Number 73, and we're ready for action. Vilonia in all red, Whirlwinds in white shirts, and a fair catch going to be called for as it hits around the 36-yard line. I think that's Dre Parr that called the fair catch, and that's where Russell will start. Pretty good field position for the Whirlwinds. Russell last week started the game clicking on all cylinders on offensively with the ball, and we'll see if that carries over. Number 2, the quarterback, D.A. Reed. And the running back slots to his left will be number 7, Tracy Daniels. To his right will be number 21, Caden Rose. 3 receivers in the pattern, but they're going to give it off to Caden Rose. Running left, cuts it back up, takes a hard hit, keeps on going across the 40 to the 46-yard line. They're going to give him the 44. So a pickup of 9 on the play for Caden Rose. Russell going quickly. This time 1 running back. It's Daniels, and he's in a pistol formation right behind D.A. Reed. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Back to pass, Reed throwing near side complete to Rose. He's got the first down. Boy, he takes a lick, but he gave one as a defensive back. Brandon Jones went backwards on that play. And it's a first down as they mark him down at the Vilonia 48-yard line. A pickup of 8 yards on the play. 1st and 10, Russell going quickly. This time, Daniels taking it far side. He's across the 45, at the 40, and can't break that last tackle. He might have been gone. Gets inside the 35, though. And on his first carry, gets a first down for the Whirlwinds. 13 yards on the pickup. Russell's second first down. And running a sweep, and Vilonia sniffed this one out, and they're going to wrap up Daniels back at the 42-yard line. A loss of 8 on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and long for the Whirlwinds. They have the ball at the Eagle 42-yard line, and they just got Vilonia to jump, 2 of them. We saw this last week, D.A. Reed with a good hard count. He drew BB off sides a few times, and nothing wrong with getting those 5 extra yards, and he's just turned a 2nd and 18 to a 2nd and 13.
5-yard penalty. 2nd down, 14.
We'll call it the 37-yard line. 2 receivers to each side. Reed's going to bring a man in motion, pitches it forward to Foster, running laterally. He's going to cut it back up left side. He's at the 35, inside the 30, and gets to the 28-yard line. Pickup of 9 on the play. It's considered a forward pass. So Reed now 2 of 2 for 17 yards.
28, 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4, Russell going quickly here. It's going to be a passing play. Reed complete to Rose. Can he get the first down? He's going to be hit from behind and brought backwards. He's going to be shy of the first down.
Gain of 2 on the play.
Pickup of 2, 4th and 2 for Russellville. Russellville, I don't think there's any question. They're going for it here. 4th and 2 from the 26-yard line. Vilonia sneaking up, showing blitz, but it's a check with me. Plenty of time on the play clock. It's down to 14 seconds. Have no score. This is the first drive of the game. Russell looking at 4th and 2 from the Vilonia 26-yard line. Daniel's going to get the call, running the sweep, breaks a tackle in the backfield, and that caused him to get the first down. If he doesn't break that tackle, he's wrapped up around the line of scrimmage. Pick up of 4 yards. Tough 4 yards, but he broke that tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he gives Russell a first down at the Eagle 22-yard line. Russell going with the 2-back look. We've only seen this one play on this drive. And a little counter play. Rose is going to take it. We're looking left side, weaving his way, gets inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A pickup of 5 on the play. It's his second carry on this drive for 14 yards. They officially give him 4 yards on the play, so make it 13 yards. And he's going to get the call again, this time running. And he slips down, tried to tuck it inside, and he got back about to the line of scrimmage. And bring up 3rd down and 6. Russell going very quick, lining up. They're going to go 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the short side of the field. That's Talley, number 3, Rustin Talley. Vilonia showing blitz. Russell will pick it up as D.A. rolls to his right. Looking, he's running out of real estate. He's going to heave it towards the end zone. Nobody's there. Good job get the other way. You don't want to take a sack, run out of bounds where he was because he would have lost 3 or 4 yards. That's his first incompletion. And that brings it 4th and 6. 4th and 6 from the Eagle 18. Russell's already converted on 1 4th down on this drive. Play clock down to 18 seconds. Plenty of time. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Daniels, the running back, next to Reed. Now Vilonia showing blitz again. They stop at the line of scrimmage. Hard count trying to get them to jump off sides. Play clock down to 4 seconds. Russell changing play. Let's see if they run out of time. 2 seconds, 1 second. They do get the snap off. Reed rolling to his right. He's being pursued. He's got to do something with it. He throws. He's got a man open on that far side. Did he tiptoe in bounds? He sure did. Inside the 10 for a first down. And is that Rose on that far side? It is Caden Rose on that far side. He catches it. I think he got both feet in bounds. He's down at the 7-yard line, so a pickup of 11 on the play. Russell has 1st and goal. Here's the give to Daniel. Straight up the gut, inside the 5, takes a pounding. He keeps plowing forward. No signal yet. Still no signal. Very close to the end zone. I think they're going to mark him just shy. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Give him 6 yards on that tough carry. 4 minutes, 1 second left to play first quarter. Time-consuming drive for us. We didn't see that last week. They scored on some big plays, but that's okay. Especially if it ends in a touchdown. Daniel's going to get the call this time, and he into the end zone. Stays on his feet for the touchdown. 12-play drive. How about that? Russell goes 12 plays and 66 yards in 12 plays. With 3:46 left to play in the first quarter, and Russell doesn't have enough people on bounds or in there. That's they're running on a player late. Still got time. You got 8 seconds on the play clock. Gerardo Jimenez on to try the extra point. It's definitely long enough, and it is good. 7-0. Russell leads. I think we got a shorthanded crew here tonight because they only had one official, and he was on our right side of the upright. No official on the left side. Russell goes 12 plays, 66 yards. Gets the touchdown, a 1-yard touchdown run by Daniels. On that drive, Daniels had 5 carries, 16 yards. Caden Rose, 2 carries for 13 yards. D.A. Reed was 4 of 5 for 30 yards. Russell converting on 2 fourth downs. That 4th and 6 was impressive on the rollout because Russellville very patient on that. D.A. Reed waited and waited, pulled the trigger. Caden Rose catching it, tiptoeing in bounds. Russell's ready to kick off. They didn't have football. You get to play offense with your own football, and you get to kick with your own football. So you'll notice this is junior high and high school. So whenever they change possession, you'll see the officials throw one ball to one sideline and get a football from the other sideline. Menez ready to kick off. No onside kick this time. He kicks it deep. Nobody back there. They're retreating to pick it up. They fumble around with it. It's a live ball. He picks it up at the 11, running laterally back to the 10, to the 9. And he runs backwards, does number 21, Kanan Shaw. And terrible field position for Vilonia. Hey, that's all right with us. They're going to start at their own 9 unless they give him forward progress. They shouldn't because he actually was running backwards. They're going to put him down at the 8-yard line over on that far side. Russell leading it 7-0. 3:39 left to play here in the first quarter. It's first time Vilonia's been on the field. Vilonia used to run a wing T type offense. They've gone to the spread this year at the high school level. Makes us think they're going to do that here at this level too. It looks like it with number 5 Carter Massey in the shotgun formation. Empty backfield. He's going to roll to his right. He's looking. He's running out of room. He's going to heave it, and it's going to be tipped and out of bounds. I don't know if he had a receiver in the air. I don't know if he was throwing it to him. The closest man to it was number 32 Foster for Russellville, and he was able to tip it just to ensure that, hey, if I can't get it, nobody's getting it. Second down and 10 from their own 8-yard line. Massey with a running back. He's going to hand it off. Running left, cutting it back. He gets over the 10 to the 12-yard line. And that is Hankins, Colby Hankins, number 24. It'll be third down and about 6 for the Eagles. Hankins going to stay in the backfield, maybe to offer some protection. Maybe they run here. Nope, he's going to motion out of the backfield, empty backfield. The quarterback throws. It's in and out of the hands of the intended wide receiver, Jones, but he wasn't going anywhere. He would have caught it at the 10, which is 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And there was a defender for Russell right there. I believe that was Simon Sloan. They're going to have to punt it away, which means their punter is going to be standing in his own end zone or right at his goal line. Right now, looks like number 21, Shaw, is got his heels on the goal line. Russell has 2 players back deep, Foster and I believe Daniels on that far side. Skinny numbers kind of hard to see. See if Russell's playing a base defense or they're coming after it. Now they're playing a base defense. They got the return on. And Foster's going to field it at the 39-yard line. He's across the 35, cuts it back up at the 30, 25, breaks a tackle there, and he's tackled at the 20-yard line. Foster with a fantastic return of 19 yards, and he's given Russellville fantastic field position at Vilonia's 20-yard line. The punt went from the 12 to the 39, and the good thing about Foster, he was able to catch it on the move, on the run. And now Russell's got 3 wide receivers bunched up over here on the left side, the short side of the field, 1 lone receiver to the right. Daniels is the running back. Reed, he's going to look left. He's got the screen set up to Rose, makes a nice little move. Following his blockers, Foster and number 3, Rustin Talley, and he gets down to the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 11. So he'll be shy of the first down. Second down and 1, and over here on the near side, Russell's got the first down. And that is Caden Rose once again. And we'll see where they mark him. And they give him the 5-yard line. He got inside. They're going to give him the 5, which is a pickup of 6 on the play. Russell first and goal here. Pistol formation, high snap. Play action. Reed's going to keep it himself, carrying left side. Can he get in the end zone? And they say no. The ref signal's incomplete, which I think he's just saying no, but that's not the signal. You're supposed to spot down. And he does get inside the 1. Reed does on the carry of 4 yards. That's his first carry. He came in moving his arms across, and not really the technical way to signal that. Russell, though, looking at second down and go from the 1. Here's the give to Daniels, and he's into the end zone for his second touchdown and second of 1 yard. He's got 2 one-yard touchdown runs, and Russellville lead the Eagles 13-0 here with under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Russell making quick work on that 20-yard drive. 5 plays, 20 yards. Jimenez on to try the extra point. It's long enough, and it is good. 14-0, Whirlwinds lead with 1:58 left in the first quarter. Russell scoring on a 20-yard drive after the fantastic punt return by Foster. Russell goes 20 yards in just 5 plays. Didn't have to have any fourth down conversions on that drive. The Whirlwinds lead at 14-0. Not exactly the way we started last week against BB, but the score is going in the right direction. Russell scored both times they've touched the football. They'll kick off. Jimenez this time. Last time he kicked it left and nobody was there. Now they've got 3 return men, Vilonia does, back there around the 20 and 1 at the 15. I think they're decided he can kick it deep, and Russell's going to go with the onside kick, but it's going to be covered by number 12, Kyle Foster, at the Eagle 48-yard line.
Kyle Foster there for the Eagles.
Foster caught it easy, however, surprising that he didn't jump up. He can touch that ball anytime. Russell can touch it as soon as it gets to the 50, and he let it go another couple yards. He didn't charge that ball. Russell, they're a little quicker. They could have tipped that ball away from him. It's a live ball when it hits the ground first. That's what you do on the onside kick. You pound it off the ground. Number 5, Carter Massey, the quarterback, out of the shotgun. He's going to hand it off the running back, running far side. We have a flag thrown. It's going to be a hold as the running back, Hankins, gets inside the Russell 45-yard line, but we got a hold back here at the 48-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to move Vilonia back 10 yards to the 38. Not really a hold, more of a tackle. 1st and 20 for the Vilonia Eagles. Said last year this game was called in the middle of the third quarter when Russellville had come back. And Vilonia won the game, even though the game didn't go 4 quarters. Bring a man in motion. Massey, the quarterback, and we have movement by Russellville. You get in that neutral zone if you're the defense. It's an automatic, but they're going to say they were drawn in. That's going to work to Russell's favor, so 1st and forever. Tracy Daniels scored the first 2 touchdowns for Russellville, both of them on 1-yard touchdown runs. First one capped off a 12-play, 66-yard drive. This last one a 5-play, 20-yard drive. And Russellville leads it 14-0. First down, 25. Hankins, nope. Massey's going to pull. He's going to throw. A little dump to the fullback on the far side, and he's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line. Pickup of 6 yards on the play. That's the fullback coming out of there, Roberts. Going to bring up 2nd down and long. Massey going to look right, come back left. They've got the screen set up to Roberts. He's across the 45. He's at midfield, and he's going to be stacked up at the Whirlwind 47-yard line, but a big gain there. And after they had started this drive on back-to-back penalties for Vilonia, they've got an easy, more manageable third down. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. They're going to put the ball down at the Whirlwind 47. And Vilonia going quickly here. Hankins, the running back. Is he going to get the call? A little toss that on the far side, and he was hit hard by Caden Rose, who drops him for a loss of 5 on the play. Well, maybe Caden was in the huddle with them because he knew the play. Another second, he could have taken the pitch himself. They're going to give him about the 48.5-yard line of his own, but still loss on the play, and it's going to be 4th down and 9. They're going to punt the ball away. Russell play the same way. They're going to play more of a base defense with 2 people to run the ball in the backfield here. It's going to be Daniels and Foster, but first we're going to have the end of the quarter. After 1 quarter play, the Whirlwinds lead at 14-0. You're tuning in once again. I want to tell you that David Beal, of course, the head is still progressing, and Coach Weaver Tuesday night asked for everybody to just continue to keep him and his family in your prayers. Coach Weaver here at the game. If you get a chance, you should listen to us on 102.3 on Tuesday nights, or come out to the Old Bank Sports Grill, because we host we do a live radio show with Coach Weaver. And in that, he talked quite a bit about junior high football this past show, and he said he jumps in the car as soon as practice is over and makes all the away games, and he's here. Got a headset on. See him around Coach Blake Young, right around the 35. And we'll switch sides now as we start the second quarter. Russellville going to get to return this punt. And Foster and Daniels, well, should be back, but Daniels, we don't see him out there. It's just Foster. So they're playing more of just in case they decide to go for it. Only 1 return man. They don't go for it. They do kick it away. Foster yelling everybody to get away from it. Peter's what you yelled. Takes a Vilonia roll inside the 25, and it's going to be down at the Whirlwind 22-yard line. Easily their worst starting field position. Russellville started the very first drive on their own 34. The second drive, they started at the Vilonia 20 after a fantastic punt return by Foster. Here, we're going to call it the 22-yard line, not quite the 23. When it's between yards, 22, 23, you have to call it the one that it's past, not the one that it's gotten to yet. So officially the 22. Reed with 3 receivers to his right. It's going to look left, throwing on little slant routes, complete to Talley, and he's across the 30 to the 32-yard line, very close to a first down. That's Talley's first catch tonight. And they're not going to move the chains. It'll be 2nd down and 1, really a half yard. And Vilonia just jumped. Second time their defense has jumped offside, so Russell's going to get a first down with the penalty. Russellville has it 1st and 10 from their own 37, leading 14-0. 7:21 left to play here in the first half. This is Russellville's 3rd offensive possession, scored on the first 2. Tracy Daniels a 1-yard touchdown run. Here's Daniels getting the call, running right side. He's across the 40. Takes a good lick at the 44, but he'll get 2 more yards to the 46. It's 9 yards on the pickup. He's got 7 carries, 26 yards. Russell going to go 1 running back. That'll be Daniels. They usually go pistol formation. No, he's going to be to the left. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Reed back to pass, looking left. Feels the pressure. He's going to duck out of play. He's got the first down running. A flag is down the backfield. He'll get out of bounds inside the 45, but we'll have to check the flag. It's in the area of holding. It's thrown by the man in the white hat back at the 37-yard line. He's going to move that flag up to probably where it happened. Nope, he's just picking it up, putting it in his pocket. Is he going to drop it? No, he's going to drop it at the 45, so he did move it. And it's going to be holding on Russellville from the 45-yard line. It'll still be 2nd down, but 2nd down and 11.
2nd down.
So that negates the run for the first down by D.A. Reed. Second down and 11 for the Whirlwinds, leading 14-0. Clock rolling, 6.5 to go. Russell going empty set here. No running backs back there with D.A. Reed. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Reed looking left, feeling pressure. He's going to heave it downfield. He's got a man. He's got Rose wide open. He's got the 35, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Cruises into the end zone for the touchdown. 65 yards on the touchdown pass to Rose. And the Whirlwinds up 20-0. He ran the skinny post, and he was not contacted off the line of scrimmage, and just ran right by the defensive backs. He's fast enough where if you don't get a hand on him, you're not running when the ball's snapped, you're not going to catch him. He could have run for another 65 yards. Jimenez on to try the extra point, and it is good. Russellville leads at 21-0 with 6:14 left to play here in the first half. We'll have to total this at halftime, but I know Caden's got 6 catches. Of the 8 completed passes, 6 have been his. That one goes for 65 yards. Russellville, they score on the 78-yard drive in 5 plays. D.A. Reed now 8 of 9 in the game for 119 yards. Russell leads at 21-0. Jimenez going to kick off for the Whirlwinds. Kicks this one, booms it over their head. It's going to roll into the end zone and be a touchback. Last week when we saw that, the BB player fielded it at the 2 and ran into and out of the end zone for a safety. I had never seen that before. I don't know if Vilonia watched film, but they were pursuing it like they were going to run with it. But he did turn the corner. Vilonia going to start their own 20-yard line. Okay, Rose with 6 catches for 101 yards in this first half. Whirlwinds lead at 21-0. 6:14 left to play here in the first half. And quarterback number 5, Carter Massey, brings a man in motion. Crosses behind him. He's going to hand off to Hankins, and he'll get to about the 22, 23-yard line, looking for a little opening. Tracy Daniels on the stop. There's a pass thrown to the far side. It's complete. Breaking a tackle at the 25. Got the first down. Pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. That is to Shaw. I think that's his 2nd catch on the night. And they're going to give him the 33-yard line. First down for the Eagles. Vilonia going quick this time. Clock stopped with 5:44 left. Casey, the quarterback, throwing. He rolled to his right, threw it back, and this is Robertson who catches it. And he's got the first down to the 45. Not Robertson, number 42. Vilonia with a couple positive plays, give them back-to-back first downs. They have it at their own 45-yard line. They've only been in Whirlwind territory once, and then the very next play was dropped for a loss by Caden Rose. Massey going to hand off, and to get lost in the shuffle, he did. It looked like he ran in to his own offensive lineman, and then Hankins brought down a loss of 1 on the play. Back at the 44-yard line. Second down and 11. Empty backfield for Carter Massey. 3 receivers to his right. Brings a man in motion. This running back Hankins run behind him. He's going to pump on the backwards pass. He's better get rid of it. He's not going to. He's going to be sacked back at the 36-yard line by Simon Sloan. Simon drilled him in the back. A loss back to the 36-yard line. And now, the official in the middle of the field blowing it dead. We haven't seen anything.
Official timeout on the field.
An official timeout as Tracy Daniels is the one down. He went down awkwardly. I don't know if you caught that on camera, but they blew it dead, and then he dropped down backwards and flopped feet up in the air, and he's going to be helped up. I don't know, maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him. I really don't know. It's a guess. But when they blew it dead and stopped the clock, he wasn't down. So he's off jogging off under his own power right now. 4:45 left to play here in the first half. Whirlwinds leading 21-0. Vilonia with the football after the sack by Sloan. The Eagles have it at their own 36, looking at 3rd down and 18. Whirlwinds leading 21-0. Empty backfield for Massey. He's looking left. He's going to throw it complete to Roberts, and he's going to be dropped at the 39-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. They needed 18. 4th down and forever. They're going to have to punt the football away again. If they do kick this away, their 3 drives have ended in punts, and Russell's 3 drives have ended in touchdowns. And the quarterback was out there. I guess they, for a second, looked like they might be going for it, and it's almost like they didn't realize it was 4th down. Now they're running off their offense and bringing on the punt team. Foster back. He's at his own 32-yard line. He's returned 1. The other one he let go. Shaw kicking this one away, and Foster's going to field it at the 30. Dodges a man there. He's at the 35. The 40 breaks a tackle there. Cuts back to the right. He's at midfield. He's at the 45. Picks up a block, and he's going to go. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Whirlwinds. 70 yards by Foster on the return. And you think the Whirlwind offense is probably upset that he took it all the way because they want to get back on the field. But Mekhi Foster, a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown, and that is better than his first one. His first one set up Russell's offense at the Vilonia 20. This one, he carries it all the way. Jimenez on to try the extra point, and it's good, and Russell leads it 28-0. Kaya Foster, a 70-yard return for a touchdown. Broke 1 tackle, made a good little cut. When he picked up that block at the 45, he was gone. Russell leading at 28-0 with 3:47 left to play here in the first half. Last year the game was at Cyclone Stadium. The game was called before 3 quarters were up. Russell was trailing but had cut into Vilonia's lead and cut it down to 1 possession. And I know a lot of Russell fans and these 9th graders or 8th graders felt like could have won the game, but the game was called due to lightning. It was almost a feel unfinished business. I mean, we talked to Coach Weaver about that. He said had the game continued last year, would have won. Well, Russell building up a big lead of their own this year. They lead at 28-0. 3:47 left to play first half. Jimenez going to kick this one end over end and short. It's going to be fielded at the 25-yard line across the 30 and brought down at the 36-yard line by Howell. Warnock Howell caught him and wrestled him down. They're going to give him the 37. Whirlwind defense back out on the field. Whirlwind's going to be at home next Thursday night as they host Greenbrier. Just 4 more games in their season after tonight. They're at home against Greenbrier. They go to Clarksville. Then home for their last home game of the season against Little Rock Christian. And they finish up the season on November 3rd at Morrilton. Empty backfield for Carter Massey, the quarterback. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 37-yard line. 3-man front shown by Russellville. Not showing blitz. Massey throwing to the far side. It's going to be complete and, no, I almost said slung down back inside the 35. He breaks that tackle. Probably wishes he hadn't because he runs out of bounds at the 35. A loss of 2 on the play. If he wouldn't have stayed on his feet, they might have given him another yard. 2nd down and 12 for the Eagles. Going quickly, 3:15 left to play first half, clock rolling. At least they're lining up quickly, but Russell's got to be thinking, if we get another stop here, we got plenty of time. And they have 3 timeouts, but Eagles may be thinking that too, saying we got to milk some clock just in case because we don't want to punt the football away. Play clock down to 7. They got to hurry now. Massey's going to turn and hand it off to Hankins. Started left, cuts back right. He'll get back past the original line of scrimmage to the 38-yard line. 3-yard pickup by Hankins. And bring up 3rd down and long. Russell going to hang on to their timeouts. They're going to wait and stop them here and then maybe use a timeout. They don't need much time to score. Their very first drive was a long time consuming drive. 12 plays, 66 yards. Quarterback Massey, empty set. Bring a man in motion. That's Hankin. Crosses his face. Rolling to his left. Looking. He's going to throw against his body. It's going to be picked off by Russell at the 42, at the 30, 20. He's going to take it all the way. Jimenez with a 42-yard touchdown return on the interception. Jimenez picks it off, goes 42 yards for the touchdown. He's got to catch his breath because he's got to kick the extra point. And now wait a minute. Did they say he stepped out of bounds? We're not sure. I've not seen any official mark anything, so I don't know what's going on. Are they giving him the touchdown or not? Okay, they're not giving him the touchdown. They're going to say he stepped out. Oh, there's a block in the back. Okay, I didn't see a penalty flag. They're marking it off from the 31. So Jimenez gets the interception because it was post-possession on the foul. However, Russell going to have to do it with the offense. So erase the touchdown. It's not 34, it's 28-0. They still got that up on the scoreboard. 1:49 left to play here in the first half, though. Russell plenty of times they got 3 timeouts. They'll start the drive here at the Vilonia 41-yard line. Reed will give it to Rose. No, he's going to pull himself, run the option play. He's going to keep it himself. He's at the 35, at the 30, and he'll be brought down out of bounds. That'll stop the clock at 1:41 left, although the clock's continuing to roll. It stops at 1:39. First down for Russellville as Reed picks up 11 yards on that run. Russellville has it at the Vilonia 30-yard line, leading 28-0 here. 1:39 left to play first half. Daniels the only running back there, and it's going to be a reverse. He's going to hand off to Foster. Foster's got some room on the far side if he can dodge that first man. He does. Still on his feet, the 25, 20, angling toward the left side, nearly out of bounds. He's going to be brought down shy of the 10, and he is out of bounds. So he'll be right there at the 10, a pickup of 20 on the play. Foster on a reverse gains 20 yards, and Russell has it first down at the 10. They're stretching out the yard markers, so they must be able to get a first down. Nope, now they drop it. Drop it on somebody's head. Didn't realize that somebody was walking up behind it. First and goal for the Whirlwinds. Rose going to fake to him. Little pitch out to Daniels, running far side. He's at the 5, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. His 3rd touchdown of the first half. And Russell now leads it again, 34-0. The clock stopped with 59 seconds left to play here in the first half. Tracy Daniels carrying it, 10 yards. That's his 3rd touchdown. He only has 36 yards on 8 carries, but his first 2 touchdown runs were 1 yard. Russellville hasn't. They haven't had a long field. Their first drive went 66 yards. Other than that, they've been playing on Vilonia's side of the 50. The extra point by Jimenez is good, 35-0. That'll invoke the mercy rule. Russellville had it to wait till the 3rd quarter last week to score in the 3rd quarter before they got the mercy rule going. Russellville goes 59 yards in 3 plays. Their first drive, they went 66 yards in 12. Second drive, they just had to go 20 yards. It took them 5 plays to do it. Third drive, 78 yards in 4 plays. This one, 59 yards and 3 plays. .59 seconds left to play here in the first half. Russell leading at 35-0. Dennis kicks this one away. Now chase him back to the 19-yard line. Across the 25 at the 30 and brought down at the 35-yard line. Armando Solis, I think, there on the tackle. Vilonia, they have 3 timeouts if they want to do something here. The mercy rule is in effect, so the clock is rolling. I say that because it's rolling on time, change of possession, so it's rolling. It's down inside 33 seconds now. I don't know if Vilonia realizes it. Maybe they're okay with it. I think they might want to at least get a first down and maybe see if they can stop the clock, get something going. They're going to snap this with under 20 seconds. In fact, they actually don't have to snap it if they want the. That's how long it took them to get out there. Hankins, the running back, going to get the call. He's across the 35, and he stopped just shy of the 40-yard line. Clock down to 7 seconds, and that may be it. Bologna's content to let the clock run out. We've come to the end of the first half. Fantastic first half for the Whirlwinds as they lead it by a score of 35-0. We're at halftime. We'll take a little break. Try to tell some stats for you. I'll be back in just a little bit. Bologna's band getting ready to march on. Just a little halftime entertainment. While we're still totaling some stats for you, I want to remind you that we'll have Russell Cyclone football from Cyclone Stadium tomorrow night on KCJC 102.3 FM and also here on Cyclone Booth, your only place for Cyclone sports all season long. We'll be on the air about 6:45 on YouTube. If you want to listen to us on the radio, catch the Coaches Show. It starts at 6:30 on 102.3. Cyclones taking on Lake Hamilton, number 3 in 6A. Cyclones have a tough 3-game set coming up. They have number 3 this week, number 1 Greenwood next week, and number 2 Little Rock Parkview the week after. Right now it's halftime. The Whirlwinds leading the Eagles 35-0. Been watching the Vilonia Junior High Marching Band. Appreciate you joining us here for some junior high football tonight. We'll go through some of the stats that we have and this first half as the Whirlwinds lead it by a score of 35-0. In that first half, Tracy Daniels, 10 carries, 8 carries for 36 yards. I posted 10, that was incorrect. 8 carries for 36 yards, 3 touchdowns for Tracy Daniels. 2 carries for 13 yards for Caden Rose. D.A. Reed has 2 carries for 15 yards. Reed throwing the football, 8 completions on 9 attempts for 119 yards. 6 of those completions has gone to Caden Rose for a total of 101 yards. 65 of that came on 1 play on the touchdown. Mekhi Foster has 1 catch for 9 yards, and Rustin Talley has 1 catch for 9 yards. Also, Foster with a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown. He actually had a pretty good one on his first return. He returned it down to the to the Eagle 20 to set up Russell's second score. This one, the second one, he scored himself. Russell looked like they were going to have an interception return for a touchdown. We'll talk to you about that, but let's go through the scoring. Russell took the opening kickoff, and they went 66 yards in 12 plays, by far their most time-consuming drive of the first half. Ended up in a 1-yard touchdown run for Tracy Daniels. The Jimenez has been perfect tonight on extra points, and Russell led it 7-0. After Foster returned a first punt down to the 20, Russell scored 5 plays later. This one, another 1-yard touchdown run by Daniels. Russell led it 14-0. That's how we closed the first quarter. In the second quarter, on Russell's second drive, they went 78 yards in 4 plays, 65 of it gobbled up on a pass play from D.A. Reed to Caden Rose. Extra point gave Russell a 21-0 lead. Russell had to wait before their offense saw the field the 4th time, because before that happened, Foster, a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown, and the last 45, he was just impressive with his speed. The extra point was good, 28-0. Russell picked off a pass in the final 3 minutes, took it in the end zone, but a penalty against the Whirlwinds Russell had to do it the old-fashioned way with the offense, so they brought it out back at the 41-yard line of Vilonia. It just took him 3 plays to score, though, and Daniel scored this time. Instead of 1 yard, he took it in from 10 yards out. Jimenez added the extra point. Russell leading at 35-0, and that means the mercy rule will be in effect. The only time the clock will stop will be on timeouts and injuries for this second half. So it'll be a quick second half. Still got about a little over 11 minutes. 8th grade game ran a little long. The Whirlwinds, 8th grade Whirlwind team lost 30-14 in that one, and they had a 20-minute interval. And they are giving 20 minutes for this halftime. Vilonia went back in their locker room. The Whirlwinds have huddled up at the in the end zone on the south side. A long halftime for junior high football. Russellville will be back at home next week on Thursday night as they host Greenbrier. They have 2 more home games. Next week against Greenbrier, and then 2 weeks from then, October the 29th, their last home game will be against Little Rock Christian. Russellville, after tonight, 4 games total. They will travel to Clarksville. And then on November 3rd, their final game of the season as they take on Morrilton. Russellville beat BB at home last week, invoking the mercy rule. A little bit of a winning streak, beating Searcy before that. Russell Cyclone football team will host Lake Hamilton. It's homecoming tomorrow, and if you want to see the homecoming festivities, usually you have to get to the high school to go check out the pep rally, but they're actually going to do it because of all the COVID everything. They're going to do it virtual, and they're going to do it on our YouTube channel. So I think it's set for tomorrow morning. I want to say it's starting around 9 or 10 o'clock. Hey, if you go to Russellville High School's Facebook page, 9:45. Okay, 9:45. I'm going to say they'll have the details there, but they're going to use our YouTube page here to do all that and crown the queen. And then the Cyclones will take on Lake Hamilton. We'll be on the air on the radio side at 102.3 at 6:30. We'll be on the air about 10 minutes till 7 here on our YouTube channel. Lake Hamilton, the Wolves, undefeated, but they're only 4-0. They're number 3 in 6A. They last week had a game canceled due to COVID. It was actually Little Rock Parkview. Little Rock Parkview has canceled their last 2 weeks of games because of COVID. So Little Rock Parkview, number 2 in 6A canceled 2 games because of COVID, so they did not play the number 1 team in 6A, and they didn't play the number 3 team in 6A. Lake Hamilton was actually hit by the COVID bug a couple weeks ago. They ended up playing Mountain Home, but they only dressed out 44 players. They won that game against Mountain Home 28-14, so they only have 1 conference game under their belt and a week off last week. They run that old wing T offense, so if you do come to the game, bring your binoculars because they like to hide the football on a couple double handoffs. I'll also tell you that every Tuesday night we have Coach Jeff Weaver for Cyclones Live from 7 to 8 o'clock on 102.3. We air it later here on our YouTube channel. We always have a couple players and assistant coach this week. If you go back and look, we had Ben Goodman, who's been a Cyclone lifer. He played for the Cyclones, graduated in 95, and been with Russellville seems like forever as the defensive side of the ball. Last year he was offensive coach for 1 year, but he's back on the defensive side. We also welcome in our players, Christian Salazar, defensive back, safety. This week he's going to be a linebacker. You heard him talk about that, playing against Lake Hamilton. He's like the 2nd or 3rd leading tackler on that Cyclone defense. And then Guillermo Arroyo, who had switched to the offensive line last week to provide some help. Also a Cyclone wrestler. But that was on our Cyclones Live event this past Tuesday night. I don't get to see all the comments, but I did see that. How is Coach Beal? That's a good question. We ask that every week on our Cyclones Live event. And it's almost a thing of Coach Weaver said something like, no news is good news, nothing bad, and so that he's still progressing. But he's still got a big fight ahead of him, and so we ask for prayers for him and his family. You're not going to find a nicer guy than Coach David Beal. Kids love him. And just a neat guy, really good football coach. Coached high school in Texas and came to Russellville because that's where he's from, to take care of his mom at the time. But he played quarterback for the Cyclones a few years ago and played quarterback for Texas A&M and was instrumental in the 12th man. If you haven't heard that story, you need to. He was student assistant coach and assistant coach under Jackie Sherrill that started the 12th man. And he was the guy that had to audition anybody from the student body that wanted to come out and be on the kickoff coverage team. What a story that's been. Because of rules and regulations with the NCAA, they can't do 10 players like they used to. They used to take 10 student body members and let them be on the kickoff coverage team. And they didn't allow, not only did they not allow a kickoff return for a touchdown, they were like 2nd in the country in kickoff coverage. And because of NCAA regulations on how many you can dress, they've scaled it down to 1. So if you ever watch the Texas Aggies, whoever the player is that wears number 12, he's a non-scholarship player. They just try out a bunch of walk-ons, and whoever gets to start wears that number 12. And we'll play on the kickoff coverage team, and if he's good enough, he'll play elsewhere too. But that was that's Coach David Beal. It's a really interesting guy. We have a few minutes, so I'll tell this story too. One of the stories that he tells, and he actually was injured in a game that took 2 days, and he was supposed to play. They were playing Houston in the Houston Astrodome, and the game was supposed to start at 7. But before that, they had a baseball game in the Houston Astrodome that went 22 innings, and so their 7 o'clock kickoff got pushed back to like 10:45, and it ended up being over like at 1:30 or 2 in the morning. In that game, he actually broke his wrist. Was able to, I think he waited out a week or 2 and came back and finished the season as quarterback for the Aggies. But, yeah, he's a great guy, nice guy, a lot of cool stories, and our prayers are with him and his family. They gave us a 20-minute halftime here, and the band for Vilonia did a good job, but thanks. They did a good job, but 17 minutes of silence since then, and it was like, play music, do something. This is the longest junior high halftime I've ever seen. It feels that way anyway. I don't know if ours are 20 minutes. I don't think it's that long. But it's almost like you got to get loosened up again, and that's what our Whirlwinds are doing. But look, to be honest, last week when they jumped ahead of BB, they rested a lot of their starters, and Russell's not going to pad their stats. They get the mercy rule going, and they rest a lot of people. But because of COVID, they're down numbers. I mean, quite honestly, there were students being moved out today because of being quarantined and things like that. And Russellville has been on the forefront of being aggressive on quarantining, and that's a good thing because you don't want to be safe and keep the kids safe. But it also makes it sometimes when your sports teams are down players, and I mean with the junior high volleyball team, they've had a lot of play a lot of eighth graders up because of it, and just trying to piece together teams to finish the season. Russell getting loosened back up. There's 2.5 to go here until the second half. Whirlwinds leading 35-0. We still have not yet seen Vilonia come out of the locker room. And it's a weird setup here. We're in the press box on the visitor side. This used to be the press box on the home side. And so when they built a new press box, instead of tearing this one down, they built a new one on the far side, and that became the home side. So they put nice new stands there. The problem is they never flip the field. So actually, if you come here for an early game, the sun is in the home fans' eyes, and because it's flipped around, and then they still have locker rooms on the visitors' side, and that's where the 8th grade team for Vilonia dresses out. 9th grade team comes out of where the high school does. But yeah, almost all the other football stadiums, the sun will be in the eyes of the visiting team. Not here. Visiting fans get the comfort. We're just under 90 seconds away from starting the second half. Again, it'll be the mercy rule. The clock won't stop unless it's a penalty. I'm sorry, not a penalty, unless it's an injury or a timeout. Whirlwinds in that first half scoring 5 touchdowns, 4 by their offense, 1 by their special teams. The special teams was Micaiah Foster, a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown. Tracy Daniels with 8 carries for 36 yards, 3 touchdowns, a couple of 1-yarders and 1 from 10. D.A. Reed went 8 of 9 for 119 yards. His favorite target in that first half, Caden Rose, had 6 catches for 101 yards and 1 touchdown. Rose also had a couple carries for 15 yards. Reed, a couple carries for 15. But we were late getting started because the 8th grade game ran long, and they allowed 20 minutes in between. They allowed 20-minute halftime, so late night tonight, but maybe over a little sooner because of the mercy rule. Russellville will kick off. We start the second half. Vilonia won the toss, deferred, and that's probably what Russellville wanted. They love to put their offense on the field. Their offense went 66 yards in 12 plays to score the first touchdown. Longest drive of their night tonight. Jimenez is over here on the sideline, but has a football in his hand and a tee. He's meeting with Coach Mark Tucker, the interim head coach, who's also the defensive coordinator, and the kickoff coverage team. Vilonia out on the field. They're ready. They haven't started the 25-second play clock yet. They're going to wait for Russell to get out there. Now they're calling him out there. I'll start the clock here in a minute. Russell will have to hurry. It's rolling now. Whirlwinds leading 35-0 as we start the third quarter. 3 people back deep. The deepest is inside the 10. They've learned their lesson with Jimenez. He's going to kick it far. It's going to be fielded at the 16-yard line. Running laterally across the 20, 25, running to the right side, and be brought down there around the 30. That was number 17, Aiden Shaw. PA guy here announces who's got the ball as the play is going on that play. He gets to the 30, Shaw does. And the clock rolling. As we said, it'll continue to roll because the mercy rule. They're going to come out with their first team offense. Number 5, Carter Massey, the quarterback. Our number 1 running back is number 24, Colby Hankins. He'll move over to Matt left. 2 receivers to the left, and they're bunched up around the numbers. They're going to give it to Hankins, who's looking left but running up the middle, and he'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Russell's defense has not given up a touchdown in 2 games because last week BB's only touchdown came on a kickoff return. So the defense pitched the shutout last week. 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles. Changing the play at the line. 21 seconds on the play clock. Plenty of time. That leading receiver's been there, S-back Roberts, and he is staying on the left side. They're moving some running backs around. Looks like they're not sure exactly where to line up. Massey is going to turn, fake it to Hankins, roll to his right, looking downfield, and there's Roberts. He's open. He's got the first down, just past the 40 to the 42. That's his 4th catch, pickup of 12, and the Eagles have it 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Russell, though, comfortably up by 5 touchdowns. 6:10 left to play, third quarter. Hankins will get the call here on the draw play, and he's going to be hit and brought down at the 46-yard line. Pickup of 4 on the play. The 2nd down and 6. Nearing midfield. Two receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Check with me, and the running back's going to be split wide out to the left side. Almost outside the left tackle. He's going to get the handoff running right side, and he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets to midfield. They're going to mark him down about, well, now they're going to, they first said 49, but now put it down very close to midfield. It'll be 3rd down and short. 3rd down and about 2. Let's see if they go back to Hankins here, the running back. Hard count by Massey. No, he's going to throw on 3rd and 2. Wide receivers wide open on that far side. He's got the first down, stopped at the 44. There's Jones, Brendan Jones, number 10. And he's still down. He took a shot, and he's down, face down. It's enough for a first down at the 44-yard line of Russellville. Pickup of 6 on the play. Jones back up, does walk off under his own power. First down and 10 for Vilonia at the Whirlwind 44-yard line. Russell leading 35-0. A man in motion. It's a pitch to him. That's number 21, Shaw. And he's going to break a tackle at the 44. Still going. Gets down to about the 37. There's a flag. And over on the far side. No, it's on this near side. Okay. It's going to be against Vilonia. It's a hold. Flag is at the 46-yard line of Russellville. If they mark it from the spot, it's going to wind up being like a 12-yard penalty. That was a
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, it's going to be back at their own 44-yard line. Costly penalty for the Eagles. And now they got 1st and 22. They had a man in motion, but no flag. A throw is incomplete. Dangerous because he threw it too tall for Roberts. And Guzman was there for Russellville. He's 2nd down and 22. Clock rolling, 3:10 left to play, third quarter. It's been the only drive of the third quarter. Russellville leading 35-0. Massey under pressure, throws incomplete. On that far side was Tristan Sims. Massey took a shot. He was a little slow to get up. Hitting him was Reese Colwell. 3rd down and 22. Mercy rule's in effect. That's why it's taken almost the whole quarter just for this drive. 8-minute quarters, and we're already down to 2:38. Whirlwinds leading 35-0. Empty backfield for Massey. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to the left. Left is the short side of the field. On 3rd down and 22. He's just going to throw it deep downfield. Foster is there, and he was the closest man to it for Russellville. He was trying to go to Kyle Foster, and Mekhi Foster almost picked it off for Russellville. 4th down and 22. All their drives except for one has ended in punts. They did have one picked off by Jimenez. It took it to the house, but it was called back. The return was called back. Foster, who has a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown, 2 punt returns on the night, is back deep, this time with Tracy Daniels, and they're at their own 26-yard line. Punter Canyon Shaw gets us a low spiral, chases back. Daniels, he's going to catch at the 18-yard line across the 20, 25, breaks a tackle at the 30, and he's got some room. He may go. He's at midfield. He's going to take this all the way to the house. Tracy Daniels, 88 yards on the touchdown return. And that's 4 touchdowns tonight for Tracy Daniels. Well, he broke 1 tackle, I know for sure. 88 yards on the return, and Russellville leads at 41-0. And you know, you're not trying to score, but you got to tell the kids to play. And Jimenez on to try the extra point. We got under a minute to play here in the third quarter. D.A. Reed out to hold it for Jimenez. The kick is good. 42-0. Whirlwinds lead it. It'll probably be the fourth quarter before we get this kickoff because the clock's rolling. It only stops on injuries and timeouts. And it's got 24 seconds left. No reason for the Whirlwinds to kick it off until the fourth quarter starts. Yeah, the Whirlwinds going to let the clock roll out. Heard some people on the far side saying stop the clock. They don't understand. And Russellville kick off to start the fourth quarter, leading at 42-0. Eighth grade team fell tonight, 30-14. Both teams will be back at home Thursday night as they host Greenbrier. The 8th grade will start at 5:30. 9th grade start around 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining us here. As we said, homecoming festivities tomorrow. You can see it right here on Cyclone Booth. We won't be filming it, but people at the high school will. But they're going to use our YouTube channel. We're very happy to allow them to do that, starting at 9:45. So you can attend it virtually. Jimenez with the kickoff. This one's going to chase him back to the 16. Across the 20, 25. And ducks out of the way, comes back out. He's at the 30, stops at the 35, look to cut back left. He's going to take a shot. Stays up for another yard, gets to the 38-yard line. We have official timeout as a player is down around the 45-yard line, way away from the play. Whirlwinds have a player down. He's over around the 45, 44-yard line, near Vilonia's sideline. I hate to guess. He rolls over on his back. I can't see who it is. I want to tell you that, of course, obviously because of all the COVID rules, no pep rally tomorrow. Well, no pep rally at the high school, just the one you can watch virtually. No parade. They are inducting people into the Russell Hall of Fame and one volunteer, but they're not going to have a Hall of Fame banquet either. It's just an odd year for that. Okay, I thought that was Warnock Howell, and it is. He's going to walk off under his own power. Good to see. You don't see anybody get hurt. Vilonia will start at their own 38-yard line. They did stop the clock. It stopped with 7:32 left to play. Whirlwinds leading at 42-0. Russell has not had an offensive drive here in the second half, so the stats stay the same. We may not see the starters, the skill player starters, the rest of the way. Vilonia's going to make a change at quarterback. They're going to go with number 1, Ethan Dietz, and he's going to hand off to number 25, Gibson, running the far side, and he'll get to about the 39, a pickup of 2 on the play.
Gibson on the carry.
Running on new players, Vilonia is. And Dietz, tall quarterback, number 1. Moving some people around. 2 wide receivers to his right. The running back started to move. He gets set back. That's Andon Shaw, and he'll get the handoff. He's across the 40. He's wrestled down by Rustin Talley at the 44-yard line. 5-yard pickup. Bring up 3rd down and short. Talley just took him, kind of flung him down. Right at the 45-yard line is where Vilonia is. Russell leading 42-0. Dietz going to hand it off again. And they've got the first down into Whirlwind territory. And he's going to get a couple yards extra just with some want-to. Aiden Shaw, backup running back. And the Eagles have it, 1st and 10 at the Whirlwind 45-yard line. Said Russell's defense did not allow a score last week. The special teams gave up a kickoff return for a touchdown. Here's Shaw again. No, Dietz keeps it, and he's going to wish he handed it off. There's a sack back in Eagle territory by Colin Evans. That's all the way back to their 47-yard line. That's a loss of 8 on the quarterback sack. 2nd down and 18 for the Eagles. Clock rolling, 5:21 left to play in the ball game. Russell leading 42-0. You know, we could get through this second half with Russell having no official offensive possession. Dietz going to hand it off to Shaw, and he runs into a pile, and he might have lost a yard. They did. They're going to mark him at the 46. That's a loss of 1.
Okay, on the play.
Third down and long. Dietz motion Shaw out of the backfield. They're going to throw a pass to him, complete on the far side. He's at midfield and taken down there. Bring about 4th and 11 coming up as he was tackled by Eric Chisholm.
Gain of 8 on the play.
They're at the Whirlwind 46. Probably going to go for it here. No reason not to. Tell you, this Whirlwind bunch, fun team to watch. And They played a lot of football together already growing up, the Pee Wee ball. And they're going to be fun to watch for the next 3 years after this. Still got more season, though. 4th and 11. Dietz back to pass. He's going to throw, and it's incomplete. Went through the hands of his intended wide receiver, Collier Thompson. And the Whirlwinds take over on downs. They'll have the ball at their own 46-yard line. So 3:40 left to play in the ball game. Russell leading 42-0. The clock is rolling. This will be Russell's first possession of the second half. They did looked like they were going to have one, but then an 88-yard punt return for a touchdown by Tracy Daniels, his 4th touchdown of the game. A couple of 1-yarders, a 10-yarder, and then an 88-yard punt return. I think this is Stroop that gets the handoff. I'm not sure. I'll check it here in a minute. He gets into Vilonia territory. I'm sorry, that's not Stroop. It's Russell Rook, and he gets to the 49. Took a lick. He paid for that. Picks up 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. 2:50 left to play. Russell leading 42-0. 3 receivers left if you count the S-back. 1 receiver, the far side. The right side. Rook. It looked like he was going to be hit in the backfield for a loss. He just sort of slipped through there. And he got positive yards to the 47. He got 7 yards on his last 2 carries. 3rd down and 3 for the Whirlwinds. 2:15 left. Here's the handoff, running far side, and can he break the tackle? No, he can't. Armando Solis. But he's got the first down. Do they have it? Official on the far side says yes, and official on this side says, yeah, go ahead and move the chains. 1st and 10. Whirlwinds leading 42-0, under 2 minutes to play. Solis going to get the carry again, this time running left side. It's the corner, all right. He's not going to run out of bounds. I mean, he may get out of bounds, but he's gonna lay a lick on somebody. I think he might have knocked down 2 people. And he got out of bounds, but he never got off his feet. My goodness. He gets to the 35. I bet if he goes up against that defensive back again, he'll see him. He won't take him on. He's going to get the call again and breaks a tackle there at the 31, and he's wrestled down. It's going to take more than one. They have 3 Eagles bring him down inside the 30, but another first down for the Whirlwinds. 1:03 left in the ball game. Russellville leading 42-0. Probably not going to score again, but hey, if you're a running back, don't get to play much, you get the ball and you get an opening, you just might do it. So at least in the backfield, you can just tell he's like, give me the ball. Snap it, give it to me. And Russellville going to milk the play clock. They're being classy about it. Play clock's down to 8. This could be the last play. Pistol formation. So at least maybe getting it here. Nope, they're just going to take a knee. All right. They don't have to snap it again if they, all right, they did. 29 seconds left. That's going to be the end of the ball game. And the Whirlwinds win it by a score of 42-0. Never really in doubt. Russellville led at halftime 35-0. Tracy Daniels, 4 touchdowns on the night, had 8 carries for 36 yards. Russellville had a short field to play with a lot, though. D.A. Reed, 8 of 9 passing for 119 yards, did all of that in the first half. Caden Rose had a touchdown reception. He had 6 catches, 101 yards. D.A. 1 touchdown pass. You got to mention 2 punt returns for a touchdown. One by Mekhi Foster of 70 yards, and second half, Tracy Daniels of 88 yards. Whirlwinds win it by a score of 42-0. Next week, a week from tonight, the Whirlwinds will be at they'll be at Cyclone Stadium. They'll be at home as they take on Greenbrier. 8th grade plays at 5:30, and the 9th grade will play at about 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining us once again. The Whirlwinds win it 42-0 over Vilonia. Thanks for joining us.